Hello everyone, my name is Bruke Forever, and today we're playing a game called Brukel. This is a game about a 92-year-old woman who narrates her own story. I think it's a real person.
Good thing that front door was unlocked. Let's take some pictures.
Alright, so basically, we explore this farmhouse called the Brukel house, or the Brukel farmhouse, and while we're here, we take pictures of stuff, and that ends up causing the grandmother to, we're looking for a stove with drawers. This one, probably. That causes the grandmother to say, oh, excuse me, what is wrong with me? Say stuff. Kind of stove that is only good for cooking, because it does not give off that much heat. And what were the drawers for? Well, you can put anything in there that you wanted to keep warm. Say you have something cold, then you put it in there and it will warm up. These days you have microwaves. That didn't exist back then. We still managed to keep our food warm, though. Cuisinier, which is French for cook. Alright. What's next? Master bedroom, bathroom, laundry, grandfather, farmhouse painting. This might be the farmhouse painting. So, let's take a picture of this. I was born on a farmhouse named Brukel. It was very well known. If you'd say, oh, the ones from Brukel, yes, that was us. I was born there in 1925. Oh, so she told this story in 2017 then, and the game, I guess, took till 2019 to make. Interesting. I'm going to turn the volume up on the recording just so you guys can hear better.
That looks like squatters have been living here or something.
Yeah, it does. What is this? That was our fancy room, and there stood a Levain stove. You could sit around it. It was oblong and it had a pot on it, and you could put your feet on it. Yes, that Levain stove was great at warming up a room. You realize that we did not have central heating, right? Interesting. What about this thing? Wardrobe. And when I see your brother Bert, he looks just like my dad, Bert. He was also a dark-haired, handsome man. When he was 80 years old, he still had hair. How is that even possible? Alright, is this on the list? What do we got on the list? Grandfather. Okay, something of his, large family, lack of electricity. What about this thing?
It's the radiator.
Oh, okay, I thought that might be lack of electricity because they take water, right? Or oil. What about the bicycle? I always helped to gather hay, and I told my dad, hey, I would really like to have a bicycle. I don't have one. I was 16, maybe 17 years old. Alright, fine, you can have a bicycle. When we are done with the hay, we'll see. So me and my dad went to buy one. And I was really happy.
Oh, it's getting dark in here. I should turn on some lights.
Is it?
Looks like the electricity is still working. Yeah, maybe take another picture.
Alright. Hey, I'm just going around taking pictures of anything that looks like it might jog the old lady's memory.
I don't know about that one.
What about these plates? Deft blue plates. We had nice plates on the mantle. That was common among farmers like us. Beautiful plates. It really was very pretty. Nice. The radio. Let's take a picture of that.
Oh, that's a cool radio. Maybe I should just take it with me.
All right. Steal the old lady's radio.
I don't know about that one.
Okay. What about that thing? Ah, Jeff K took care of the chickens, our helper. He gave them food. He collected the eggs. And had given all those chickens their own name. And those chickens knew Jeff K. Can you believe that? Jeff K. Well, it is true, regardless. And he called for them. And that was such a wonderful sight. It is unbelievable. Alright, what about this dude in the picture? Jeff K. When he came to live with us, he was a man of... yes, Jeff K. About 40 years old. And those were very poor people. But our dad had heard about him, and he said that he could put him to good use.
The sun's under already. I need more pictures, though. Was that the wind, or did somebody just shut that door?
I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
They called that a stand. You used it to make butter. It had this thing that you had to turn. The stand.
Yeah, maybe take another picture. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
Oh yeah? What's this thing? The stand and the milk machine were there. Both of them were at the moose. What's a moose? A moose? It's a place that they called the Moose. That was a name like any other, the Moose. Okay. Kind of dark up here, isn't it?
Yeah, they were very religious back in those days.
What about the mentally challenged that live with you? We only had Jock back then. Those guys are a bit insane, you know. You know what he used to do? He powdered his face with flour, the kind that you give to cows. And then he would go to church. And then we would say, "You have flour on your face again." And he goes, "Sure, why not?" So we let him be. The people of Gil are used to guys like him. And your grandfather also helped out every once in a while. During the harvest, yes. And after a while, well, I ended up marrying him. I doubt this is anything.
I don't know about that one. Yeah, maybe take another picture.
So I brought her to the tram station and she said, "You have to come with me." I said, "That cannot happen. I'm not going with you." "Yes, you have to come with." I thought to myself, there's a little cafe called De Doornboom where the tram stops. And if it stops there, I rush out and then she's stuck inside. However, she threw her suitcase out of the tram, so I went to get it and got back on the tram, and I ended up with her in Usterio, in that boarding school.
I don't know.
Bertha was really like a mother for the children. That was really the way it was. And she was beautiful. Oh. And she was no airhead, you know, a competent woman. If anything happened, Dad would always say, "You should ask her. Bertha will take care of it." Oh, okay, there was a light there. Okay.
I think that's Saint Dimpna.
Saint of the mentally ill.
Correctly, she's the reason why the people of Hill would take in the mentally ill and care for them. Just wish I had some audio of my grandmother talking about that. That's a great picture.
Well, you know, we used the piss pot, and in the morning we took it to the toilet outside, because the toilet was an outhouse. That was a pretty sizable pot, you know. And yes, we had about 3 or 4 of them. We needed that many. That might sound strange to you, but that was very normal to me. Yeah, that is... It's weird if you think about it. I've used that outhouse, but that's camping and stuff.
Even though the house is filled with these crosses, I'm pretty sure they had a lot more back in the days.
And yes, that was a washing barrel with a spinning handle, one of the first that existed. Electrical ones did not exist yet. Bertha would always hang our clothes to dry. But I would help to spin the laundry, of course. But that being said, we quickly got an electrical washer once we got electricity. That was a huge relief for us. With so many people. I bet. This is a horse saddle, it looks like.
I don't know.
We had 2 horses. We also had a racehorse, a beautiful one, and I often rode it. Fast. From the Brukel to where you now live, Brukel, whatever, that was my round. And Bertha always said, "B is going to get into an accident with that horse." She was always scared, but that horse knew my language, like you would not believe. Alright, let's look at the list.
With any luck, I'm gonna complete my entire list.
Master bedroom, bathroom, large family, lack of electricity, tough childhood, bacon pit, toys, and cook. What about the bed? Does the bed give me anything?
Yeah,
no.
Take another picture.
Okay. What is this? What's right here? What is that? How did you wash yourselves in those days? In a basin. A basin with 2 chairs underneath. A large round basin. You filled it up with warm water, and each separately, one after another. Washing all those kids was half a day of work. Yes. You know, my sisters, they still feel they did not have a mother anymore. Me and Bertha took over that part. Especially Bertha.
I don't know.
Yes, I was 15 and my sister Bertha was 16. Renee was the eldest, but she was a guy. But he was a guy, sorry. But for us, as girls, 15 and 16 years old. Well, you know, I was about to become 15. I was in my last year of secondary school, but I never got to finish it. Rosary, or a paternoster as we called it, and after every 10 beads you had to read the Lord's Prayer, and for the white ones you prayed a Hail Mary, and you know that was every day. That we did that. We felt that that was a normal thing to do. That was how things were for farmers like us. We're not of this day and age anymore. We never skipped and went to church every Sunday, and every time the church would be filled with people.
Yeah, maybe take another picture. I don't know. Yeah, maybe take another picture.
Yep, I'm doing it.
I don't know. I don't know. All right, so what's over here in the dark? Is there anything? I can't see. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Oh, these old stairs really aren't made for somebody my height.
Nope. Oops. There we go. All right.
Oh, I really hope it's not blood on the tape. Yeah, maybe take another picture.
Okay. They called that a bacon pit. That was masonry. And when you slaughtered a pig, you would store it in there with salt. That was its only purpose, storing dead pigs, and almost every farmer had one. There were no refrigerators back then, you know?
I don't know about that one. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. What about the bucket?
Yeah, maybe take another picture.
All right, I'm just trying here. You're not giving me much to work with. I can't believe that this thing wasn't something. What is that?
That'll work.
You know what I mean? What is this thing? Maybe get the hammer out of the picture? I don't know. I don't know what that thing is. A scale? I don't know.
Oh, look, it's a coffee grinder. I used to play with one of these when I was a kid.
When my mother got worse, she died, and then Bertha and I had to raise the others. Bertha was 16 and I was 14. Bertha did laundry, and I did the kitchen. Always cooking food.
Yeah, maybe take another picture. I don't know. Those flowers are dying, but they can't have been here for a long time. I wonder who brought them in.
Oops, okay. Didn't know what that was. And in that corner there was a glass cabinet. That wall took some kind of turn, and in there was a glass cabinet. What did you store in there? Fancy things. Glassware, tableware, and other things that were too fancy to actually use. That is how religion used to be in every farm. And a sacred heart. Everybody had one. Every single farmer had one. Ours was the centerpiece on top of the hearth. Yes, a sacred heart. And then on each side, a candle next to it. And that was how things were.
Yeah, maybe take another picture. Well, that's the grungiest recliner lazy boy I've ever seen.
That, my mom was dying from a double pneumonia because there was no medicine for that. If only they had those back then, they would have saved her. And we had 3 children that got bottled milk. And when our mom was dying, the youngest sat in the crib next to her bed. Well, I can conjure some vague images, but it is hard to get you any detail. My sister Annie said that she can't tell anything about it. And my brother Cel has always cried because he never knew her. Cel was the youngest. He was a baby then. Can you imagine that? Martha, she had to go to boarding school because Bertha said she should go learn something. And in the beginning, she obviously did not like to go, but she did not get a choice, and so she was away from home during the week, and she got there by tram.
Yeah, maybe take another picture. I don't know about that one.
All right, what's left on the list? Let's take a look. Master bedroom, lack of electricity, and toys. Master bedroom, lack of electricity, and toys. Obviously, this is not master bedroom. Toys. What about these? Those were fancy dolls. They were there only to look nice. Nobody ever played with them. Yes, we were raised very serious. The stores were not filled with toys back then. Hey, we did not have time to play because we had to work. We were the eldest and the most grown up, me and Bertha. We basically ran the entire farm. I did the kitchen, always cooking and preparing food, and Bertha did the laundry and everything that came with that. And we did that every day for 12 people. So there's the toys, lack of electricity, and master bedroom. So lack of electricity, how would I show that in a picture? We've already done the stove, you know, the hearth or whatever here.
Yeah, that'll work.
How would I show lack of electricity? Let's take a look at the clock maybe. And then near that hearth, there was a clock hanging from the wall. A short one. What did they call those again? A Westminster? A lot of people had one of those, and so did we. Okay, so now master bedroom, right, is all that's left. Oh, lack of electricity still on here. What? Well, what was the clock for then? Master bedroom. Slept under a stairway. They slept under a stairway, so I gotta find that. Oh, and then an oil lamp. Okay. Oil lamp and the master bedroom under the stairs. That's super weird. That door's locked.
Yeah, maybe take another picture.
What's that indent for?
I don't know.
Alright, let's go find the oil lamp. This is not the master bedroom, so it's not that. It can't be that. But the oil lamp is, yeah, right there. Lanterns and lamps, oil lamps. We had to light our house with them at night for many years. And then we finally got electricity. And that was such a relief. I still remember the day they installed it. Once we had it, we cleaned up everything. We put up nice wallpapers. It became cozy. And we did all of that ourselves. Alright, so, under the stairs... Is it that locked door? That's gotta be it, right? Because none of these in the master bedroom. And it's under a set of stairs. So it's gotta be either that locked door, or maybe over on that side near the stairs. Maybe I missed it somehow. Maybe that leads outside. I don't know.
I'm gonna need to take more pictures before.
Okay, and that's the front door. Wasn't through there, was it? I don't know where the master bedroom is.
Right. That should do it. Let's get out of here and make do with what I have.
But I have one picture left. Ah, alright. Fine. I missed one thing. Oh, it's making me leave.
Whoa. Isn't that door supposed to be locked?
Chapter 2, An Incredible Sight. Attentive listener. Whoa. One morning, when Bertha and I were milking the cows, it was, say, 7 a.m., and then one of our mentally ill farmhands, the oldest, he always helped to carry the milk. All of a sudden, he said, "What an incredible sight," he said. "There are a bunch of..."
What year was that? I don't remember recording that.
Phone's busted. Carry the milk. The milk. There are a bunch of Germans coming out of the colony.
Oh shit. There's someone there. Whoa! Gotta get out of here. Who's that? Hello? Oh,
This can't be good. Chapter 3, Kartoffelmumswevel. And we were hiding in a shelter in the field. But it was only less than 3 feet wide. Basically just a ditch with some wood on and some patches of grass on top, because you would not dare to stay in the house because they shot our barn on fire. Whoa. What do I do here? Am I supposed to... Oh. So they ran into our house. About 10 or more Germans. You couldn't even imagine how that startles you. One of those men grabbed me by the arm and said, "Come sig Mick." I had to come with them. And he said, "Kartoffeln und Zwiebel." But I had no idea what Zwiebels were. Apparently it means onions. Now, Kartoffeln, I knew that meant potatoes. Zwiebels on the Kartoffeln. Clean the onions and bake them with the potatoes. For 12 men. For 12 men. Okay. Cook. So yes, I baked them. I completely filled the frying pan. Okay. And now what? What now? I'm not sure what to do. What do I do? I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing. Then he told me to put them on the table. What do I see? I see only one soldier. The one that had ordered me. Game over. What? What? I didn't want to hit him with the... Huh? I didn't want to hit him with it. I just wanted to sit it there.
Een Duits of 10, dat met een vrouw verschiet. En hier pakte mij met mijn armen en die zei, kom eens ik met. Ja, ik moest met hem meegaan, hè. En dan zei kartoffel en zwiebel. Maar zwiebels wist ik niet wat dat was, hè. En dat was Johan. Maar kartoffels, dat wist ik, dat worden pataten. Zwiebels uit de kartoffel. De Johan kussen en bakken het met de kartoffels. Voor 12 man. Voor 12 man. Ja, ik pakte die, hè. En de pan goed vol.
Oké.
Moest ik ze op tafel zetten. Wat zie ik? Ik zie de gekloreerde soldaten bij. En dat was die dat gezegd.
The one that ordered me. Okay. He ate that entire pan all by himself. Hey, can you believe that? That really happened. Still a potato left there.
Oh, good. That's the door I came in through. Let's get out of it. What the?
Chapter 4, The Cellar Children.
Oh, this can't be good.
I can't see. Then it was quiet again, and then you decide to open it because, oh, your lungs are filling with smoke. And we had a bucket of water and patches of cloth to put water on our mouths for fresh air. So then I pulled open that door, and I see khaki costumes. So I say, hey, the English are at Golan's place. No way, they said. The Germans were here just now. No, those are the English. I saw them, all khaki costumes. Well, whatever, get back in there, they said. And shut that door again. Okay. water. So 5 minutes passed, and the door opened. Wow, what the... The English. 2 Englishmen and 1 more person. Those English, they threw in chocolate.
Okay. This is not real. This is not real.
Flour. And I remember clearly we were milking the cows, and then 3 Englishmen, Joseph, Cyril, and Patty. I will never forget that. They had spent the night at our place, so they were still there the next morning. And Joseph helped us to milk the cows. One of those Englishmen, you know, and they brought a lot of supplies. Flour, chocolate. Tomatoes. And you know what our youngest did? We stored tomatoes upstairs. They threw those tomatoes to the English. They liked that. They loved to eat them. And in return, they gave them chocolate. They laughed about it, but how they loved their tomatoes. And milk as well. They loved to drink that. Of course they did. It was fresh from the cow. Envelopes. Which one of these are envelopes? I don't even see envelopes. That's not what this is it? What the hell is this? That's chocolate, ration chocolate. Envelopes, 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 envelopes. Where the hell are envelopes? I don't see no damn envelopes. What? Are we allowed to leave the room? There we go. And Patty, whenever there were English airplanes, often hundreds of them, Patty would say, "Oh, my brother, my brother." He had 2 brothers who were pilots, and one of his sisters had died during the war back in England. He had gotten a letter about it. Milk. At least I think that's what it wants me to look at. Is that what's in this bowl? It's hard to tell. We had a pot of milk there. That's another strange story. We were about to drink our milk, and the Germans, they started shooting. They fired through our door, through the pot, and through the closet. And the milk spilled across the entire table. What? Dude, that's nuts. Whiskey. That was over here, I think. Then we had the English at our place, and in the evening they brought casks of whiskey. Now one of them was an officer, and Patty and Joseph, we knew them, Cyril too. Well, yes, they were all drinking as well. They got drunk, and then Jeff came, my dad, all drunk as pigs. So I ran to them and I said, "Have you lost your mind or what?" I said, "The entire house is filled with drunk men. What is going to happen to us?"
What? No!
The English officer.
That's my grandfather in his flat cap. What is going on here?
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I have no idea. Okay. Now that officer, he wanted the other room for himself. Now before he went upstairs, he took off his revolver and him opened it and showed us that it was loaded. He showed that to us. Now he carelessly put it down on the floor in front of the closet. I remember it well. Okay. I'm apparently not supposed to interact with it. And my sister Simone, she saw it lying there. She pushed it with her foot. She pushed that revolver underneath the closet. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, there's no... Can't take a picture of anything, and there's nothing that it'll let me interact with up here, so I'm not sure. Radio, papers, closet. Now the officer came back down, as drunk as a pig, because he forgot where he put his revolver. He was missing it. And Simone pointed at it. And you know, he took that revolver, and he went back upstairs with his revolver. And your grandfather, well, we had become a couple by then. He went to look for him. So, upstairs. Well, I don't know how to get upstairs. Oh, okay. And I said, Cel, I told you so many times, stay out of that room. And the officer grabbed him, and he put the revolver on your grandfather's chest. And we yelled through the window, the officer wants to shoot. Patty, do not kill your grandfather. I'm not going to. And immediately they were in there. They flew upstairs and they grabbed him. And your grandfather could not say a word. He was as pale as a corpse. He was in shock. He had barely escaped his death there. They would always come out of the colony next to us, and they would be singing Und wir fahren against England. I still know that song very well. And that's when the battle started. Run? Run where? I can't get through. Oh. Hey, and we ran through it. Oh. You did not reach the stable in time and eventually were shot. Well, no shit. I can't get by. I can't get by. Oh no. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. You guys can read that stuff down there. And we said, quick, quick, because the first Germans We said we're quickly going to put mattresses in the horse stable, because by then they already sat in the trenches. They were fast getting in those. So we got into the horse stable under those mattresses. How do I get under them? And they started to fire. Again with those tanks. And then those bullets. They flew over our bodies like this. The whole place was filled with sulfur from the bullets. And we were buried underneath it all. And we said to each other, we are praying our act of contrition because this is where we die. And then they shot the barn on fire. Jeffka saw it all, directly at the ridge tiles of the barn. And there was so much grain in there. Oh, the biggest harvest we had ever had. And of course that burned like hell. It was all gone. Everything that was in there. There was a pig with its piglets in there as well. All the machinery, the threshing mill, everything. Everything burned to ashes. Oh. Those rotten bastards destroyed everything. Come. Come with me. Bertha, oh. She was just 29 years old when she died. And Bertolin always told me, the doctor, that Bertha got that from being scared down in those shelters. Achievement unlocked survivor. The farm's not there.
As I left the farmhouse, I try to make sense of it all. Were the events that happened to me that night real, or just some bad dream? Honestly, I don't think it really matters. What matters is that we will never forget. All these stories took place such a long time ago, and they've become easy to forget, as if nothing ever happened. The real Brukel farmhouse? Well, it has long been renovated. The new coat of paint covers up everything and makes it hard to imagine for people like me. You see, my generation never knew any real terror. We never went long without food, water, without air. We never saw our loved ones taken away, uncertain if you would ever see them again. We never saw people slaughtering each other in our backyards for the benefit of warmongering politicians. But I do know people who have. My grandmother and pretty much everyone she knew, when she was just a teenage girl. She never really had any say in how her life would unfold, and each of the stories in this game really happened to her. Her childhood home is forever tainted, and no amount of pain can change that.
Ik kom uit Geel, mijn beste meneer, kijk mij zo niet aan. Ik kom uit het schoonste Kempische dorp, onthoud dat voortaan. Bij ons zijn de mensen waarachtig en gelijk je nergens ontmoet. Ik kom uit Geel, meneer, en daar is het goed. Waarom die glimlach om je mond, waarom zo glimmen? Lach je met mij misschien, omdat wij de zieken beminnen? Zonder te blozen ga ik mijn weg, en het moet mij handhaan. Mijn dorp is een pareltje.
88% of its memories. We were pretty close. I think we only needed a couple.
Vergeten nooit, een heel leven draagt het mee. Dat wil we meegemaakt hebben. Oh.
Well, I'm not going to say it was the best game ever, but I will say that because it was real, it meant a lot more. I can't even imagine going through something like that. And these people are tough to have lived through that, have seen something like that. Germans and the English coming into your house, fighting, battleground basically, at your home. All that death, bullets, explosions, fire. It's nuts. So, I really appreciate this game. I'm glad it exists. That was pretty neat. It started off as something completely different from what it became in the end. And I really enjoyed it for what it was. I hope you guys did too. If you liked it, tell that like button you want to smash, and don't forget to subscribe. You stay you, I'll stay me, Drugi forever. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. And if you like this, definitely like the video, but even more so, go check out the game on Steam right now. Launch discount, $8.99 I think it costs US dollars right now. Go check it out. I feel like this is it's an important game. I'll see you next time. Later.